Hello traders, today is March 14th, Tuesday. The market's been in a sell-off due to this banking industry. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a recovery. I'm going to show you a little bit of the autopilot here and some of the break-even and trailing stop features. Before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. There are risks in trading, regardless if it's stocks or futures or Forex. Trading is risky. So we have here a position to the short side. So the autopilot is an automated system that says let's go short, and here we have the market selling off. The autopilot is giving you a sell signal. Now it's important to note that once the market is beginning to go down in your favor, that we protect that in some way. So we have a stop in case it doesn't go in our favor, but what you're going to see here is the market or the stop that's way up above 39.35 automatically be placed right at where you enter. So this is really automated for you. You don't have to do this, and now we're protected. Now if the market continues lower, great, we have a great profit target. If the market reverses and starts to go up, it's going to hit our trailing stop. So what you're seeing here is this idea of let the market breathe first of all, let the market go in your favor, and then protect yourself with the automation of the break even and the trailing stop. Now we also have, in addition to this idea that we have to go into profit, or at least in our favor, within a certain number of candles. So if this kind of goes sideways and does nothing, there's a number bar or a maximum number of candles that that you can be in the trade. So we don't want to be in the trade forever. We want to see this go in our favor. We have a stop to protect us. And if the market goes sideways and does nothing, then it will stop you out or get you out of the trade. Now, here's another opportunity. So this is a bracketing strategy, you could say, where it's trying to either get you long or get you short. Now, the reason for this is we have a lot of reversals. So it's not to say that we are only going to sell the market or only going to buy the market. It's based on price action. If the price action wants to reverse and go up, then we're going to be long. If the market wants to go down and continue on the trend down, then we're going to go short. So we're really positioning ourselves as traders in either direction to go long or short. Now the autopilot also has a feature where you could say I only want to sell or I only want to buy. So if you have a strong trend, you absolutely can just turn on the trade in that direction, whether it be short or long, and it'll not get you in the opposite direction. It'll only take one direction trade, whether it be long or short. So for example, if you feel like the market is only going to sell off for the next couple of weeks, right, because of this banking situation, then you would turn off the long signals and you would only look for short trades. And when the market is in a strong bull market or bull trend, a couple of days in a row, you may say, you know, I'm only going to buy the market, I'm not going to sell it. So you have that option with the autopilot trading system. Now I'm going to see if I can show you another example of this. Currently this isn't a long position, so the autopilot is long 39.27. We have a stop and we have a target. Now the goal is, now that the market's going in our favor, I have the settings set to 10 ticks. 10 ticks, once the market goes 10 ticks in our favor to the long side, that stop will automatically be pushed up and will be at break even. If it continues, then the trailing stop will kick in. So this is, again, completely automated right now. We're making a couple of dollars, $25, $50 on this trade. And you can also close the position at any time. So even though the system is managing the trade, if you wanted to go ahead and just close the position, bank the money, you can. You would just click close. Now, I recommend that you at least give it a chance to go a little bit more in your favor before closing out, because this could hit the entire profit target. But you do have that ability. You can move the orders if you'd like. You can click the close. So you are in control. It's not completely automated to to a degree where you won't be able to manage the trades if you need to, if you needed to. But at least you know at this point that the break even kicked in and it's protecting you. Now, how many of these trades do you need? I get that question a lot. I don't think that you should be trading 24 hours a day. So we have set times, typically between 10:15 New York time to about 2-3 o'clock is I think, a sweet spot where we don't get ourselves into trouble with the morning or with the late day rally or the squeeze on the day traders. So I would stay as a day trader between those times. Be careful with news events like the FOMC at 2 o'clock. We do want to avoid that as well. And now you're looking at another opportunity. So this happened to be a break-even trade. It was up, it came down to hit your stop, which was at your entry, break-even. You also have to account that you could have a tick or so slippage. I think it's normal. All right, let's take a look to see if we're going to get filled here, either long or short. Again, I don't know the direction because the market could easily swoop up or swoop down, and as the market moves forward, it keeps on adjusting the entry price. Okay, it's a long trade. It's long at 39.3150. So from this point forward, we have the stop to protect us. We're losing a couple dollars, $100, $75. The stop is there in the event it goes completely wrong, and you need to have your stop. The next thing I want to look for is the ATR. The average true range is about 3 points, so I know that it's good for the volatility, meaning the market has some room for it to grow, as opposed to when it's too slow, it's not worth trading. The other thing is, this is probably the third, fourth, fifth trade of the day. Again, if you're up for the day after 2-3 consecutive wins, it's always a good idea to take a break and shut it down. You don't have to keep this running and running, because the more you trade, the more risk that you're involved with. So just remember that it's not the amount of trades that you do, it's almost more so the quality and the trade management once you get into the trade. All right, the next thing that we're looking at is whether or not it's going to continue. So it's in our favor. It's kind of hovering between winning and losing. It's right where we entered, which is great. I don't want to see it hang below where we entered, because obviously the longer we stay in a losing position, the worse off it is. So I'm happy to see it go move higher. Really, it has to move at least to about 10 ticks before the trailing stop kicks in. So I should have put it really to 8 or 9 ticks, but I left it at the defaulted setting, which is 10 ticks. So now it moved 10 ticks and it's continuing. So the trailing stop is almost following behind it. Again, if you wanted to close out the position and say, okay, it's up $125, $150, let me just close the position, you can do that at any time. My goal is to let it run to show you the example of what it can do. Hopefully it's going to hit that 39.3850, but if it doesn't, and if it reverses, my stop currently is trailing behind it. I'm still going to be ahead in comparison to where I entered. Not by a lot, but at least I know that it's enough to cover any commissions, making a little bit of money on a trade like this, which is fine. The questions I get a lot are the type of markets that it could trade. Yes, it can trade the NASDAQ. Primarily the E-mini with a 1,000 tick chart is what I like to show you. I also think that the Dow and the crude oil, they are great markets, and they have opportunities, but we have to find the right settings for those markets. So every market's a little different with the trailing stop and with the entries, and we cover a lot of this during the live training. So every Friday, the members who have the autopilot, we meet on Fridays to make sure the settings are right, especially the new traders who want to understand how the autopilot system works. We make sure that all their questions are answered. Now, if you're interested in the autopilot, we have a monthly license of subscription, and we also have a lifetime license offer. Visit DayTradeToWin.com, choose the autopilot page, learn about it, read it, watch the videos, and let's make sure that this is right for you. My name is John Paul. Until next time, good trading. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit DayTradeToWin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the DayTradeToWin YouTube channel. We focus on price action and work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.